Okay, here we go with the skinwalkers. A Navajo skinwalker is somebody who learns how to do evil things. There's nothing good about these guys. They are very, very dangerous. The skinwalker is pretty much is welcomed into a very unique brotherhood. In order to get in, you have to kill somebody you love dearly in your own family. Might be your kids, your wife, somebody in your family that you really care about. If a kid, you know how kids are always running around exploring, and if a kid runs into one of these little covens of skinwalkers, they will give him a choice. Decide who in your family's to die, or you're going to die. And if you decide who in your family's going to die, we'll teach you what we know, and you're ours forever. They are taught how to change form. They are not avatars. They are real people. They can be shot. They can be killed. The problem is that they can run blindingly fast. They can keep up with cars going highway speeds. They can change shape into animals, whether it's birds, whether it's coyotes or wolves or whatever. And so when we talk about skinwalkers, we think about Tony Hillerman. And we had all our actors. We have this idea that they're werewolves, and that if you get bit by one, you might turn into a werewolf. Well, that's all Lon Chaney from about 1939. We have these representations. If you look it up online, this is what you'll see as far as images. You have the Ferranzetta style of scary stuff. The reality is much different. You will see this picture, and I'm going to drop some knowledge on you here. You will see this picture on some TV shows. We won't mention which ones. I have gotten a chance to talk to the producers. This is a holy being. He is called a Yebiche dancer. The Yebiche dancers are star people who have come to the Navajo to impart knowledge. They have dancers dressed like this every fall that make their way around the communities and ask for money. The Yebiche, like I said, are gods. And what's interesting is there are usually 10 to 12 of them. The last one in the line is always referred to as the clown. The clown doesn't do anything right. He does everything backwards. He does everything wrong. He won't listen. And believe it or not, he represents the five-fingered people. That's you and me. So the gods tell him what to do, how to live his life. He won't do it. He kills people. He hurts people. He creates war in opposition to what the gods are trying to teach man. Here's another picture. Yeah, they look otherworldly, don't they? So I was able to tell these producers that it would just be like me putting up this guy and saying that's Satan incarnate. Same thing, right? And here's his demons. That got their attention. And hopefully they're going to set up a class for all their editors and people, and they're going to try to purge those pictures out of their database. I guess depending on what denomination you are, they could be Satan and his demons. Just depends. I studied theology. So the skinwalker can turn into a coyote, a wolf, even show up as a mangy dog. They can show up as owls. Owls for Native Americans are considered the hairbringers of doom, as birds or crows. This is a female Navajo hogan. This is where they live. The door always faces to the east. You get up before sunrise. You go out to your doorway as the sun's coming up, and you take your tutadine, your corn pollen, and you say your prayers for the morning to the four directions as the sun comes up. We have seen from the 1920s hogans with their door facing to the west. The cultural specialist would not get anywhere near this hogan because he says this is where witchcraft was taught. So it's still being taught today. And I've had the experience of investigating witchcraft cases. I've seen people who were poisoned. The witch will actually carry a piece of bone, a human bone from the radius or ulna, and they will pack it with something called corpse powder. This is ground up human flesh and bone, along with other poisons that are put in there. The people that I've seen poisoned with it, doctors could not determine what was wrong with them. And in one case, the guy said he was laying in bed, he was crapping out one side and vomiting out the other, laying in a pool of sweat. His wife grabbed him and a neighbor and carried him to a pickup truck, drove almost 100 miles to see a medicine man. When they went in, the medicine man said if you had been another hour, he would have been dead. Another guy, producer that came out to shoot a sizzle reel with us, and we saw a coyote come between us and a hogan about 15 feet away. He got sick. He stayed sick for a year and a half and almost died. So kind of put the kibosh on his career before the strikes.